Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one we are going to be tackling the Project Daily Mazda 3's headlights. So, as most of you guys probably already know, I bought this car for $900 as a new daily / winter beater, so I can not put so much miles just running errands on the speed. So this was a perfect pickup. Picked it up for $900 like I said. But in today's video we are going to be tackling this oxidization on the headlights. Now I hope that picks up pretty good on camera in the shop here. But these are pretty yellow and pretty gross looking. When you drive at night you can't see anything. So I went to Canadian Tire and picked up all the stuff I'm going to need to complete this project to get rid of the oxidization in these headlights. We've got multiple different kinds of sandpaper, all different grits. We're going to be starting off with 400 grit, moving up to 600, 1500, and then this 3000 is for afterwards, after the clear coat is finished. And what we got here is Ultra Cover Clear Coat, gloss, I believe, yep. Clear gloss. If you're doing this at home, make sure that you get non-yellowing UV resistant, because as most of you probably know, your headlights get a lot of sunlight on them, and when your headlights oxidize like this, it means that the clear coat is pretty well completely gone off them, and it's just slowly starting to ruin the lens on your headlight. So we also got some rubbing alcohol here. This is going to be when we're completely finished of the sanding and we are going to go on to clear coat. You want to make sure any fingerprints or oils or any dirt is completely off the headlight before you spray it with clear coat. We've got a spray bottle here just to put some water in, because we will be wet sanding, not dry sanding. That is key. So here is what the headlights and fog lights look like when they are on. But the headlights, as you can tell, the oxidization is just insane. There's barely any light coming out of these things. So we are going to try to permanently fix that today with our methods behind me there. But yeah, this is what they look like. So what we're going to start with is masking everything off on the car. We want everything, because I'm not going to be taking the headlights out, we want everything paint related and engine bay related. We want that covered so that none of our crap that we sand off gets onto the paint, and when we spray clear coat we don't want that going on anywhere else but the headlights. So yeah, that's our first step to mask everything off. Okay, so I have the lights fully masked off here. I'm probably just going to show you one, the process of doing one, because there's no point showing you both of them because they're the exact same. Now we are going to begin sanding with our 400 and some water. And we're going to start in a circular motion, and then we're going to finish it with just going side to side, horizontal. Side to side, side to side. So here is what it's looking like after 400 grit. Very rough looking. But as you can see in the video, you could see all the oxidization pouring down the lens as I sanded it. So you can tell that it's starting to get rid of it, some of it, but now we're going to go down to 600 grit and do the exact same techniques. So here it is after 600 grit. Still really milky. Much smoother to the touch though. But now we are going to move to 1500 grit and do the exact same techniques. Alright, so here's what it is looking like after 1500 grit. Still pretty hazy, but that's alright. We're gonna go to the next step, which is 3000. I was originally just gonna use this for after the clear coat, do a final wet sand over the clear coat, but I think I'm gonna use this, or one of them at least, on the headlights, and then I'll also use it again after the clear coat. Alright guys, so here is the finished product. Looks great. Nah, I'm just playing. I just took the tape off because the sandpaper was screwing it all up and peeling it up. So before I go to the next step, I'm just going to re-tape them and get a nice clean line with tape before we start spraying our clear coat. So for clear coat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same masking job I did around both headlights. I'm going to pop the hood and I'm going to lay a garbage bag over top. I'm going to cut a garbage bag in half so it's opened up. I'm going to lay it on the headlight and tape it tight around the body of the car, and then take a pair of scissors and cut out where the headlight is, and then I'm going to tape around that again. So kind of confusing to explain, but I will show you guys here in a minute. So before you panic and say, why the fuck did you just use a knife on your car to cut that bag, I was barely putting any pressure on it. With these utility knives, you can just snap blades off and get a brand new fresh one ready to go. So it is very sharp, and I was barely putting any pressure on, just enough to score the plastic, enough to rip it apart. So it didn't even cut through the masking tape or anything, so don't worry. So now we're going to mask it off again. We're going to basically just mask off the same area just to hold the bag down. Alright, so both headlights are now properly covered, taped off, and bagged. So they are ready to be sprayed with a clear coat. But I think I'm going to hit it one more time with the alcohol just to make sure, just to be safe, because why not? Dries fast anyway. But headlights are looking good as of now. Alright, so we are ready to start the clear coat process. So what I'm going to do is probably 3 or 4 coats of this. Light coats, that is, because if you spray clear coat too hard, then it will just drip down and run and it will look really bad. So yeah, let's just get to it. So when we're done, it's gonna have like an orange peel look to it, which is all right, but that is the point of wet sanding again with that 3000 grit that we used earlier. That should take the orange peel away, but we'll have to wait and see. What's good, guys? This is the next day after you watched all the sanding and clear coating and whatever for the Speed 3 or for the Mazda 3 headlights. But as you can see when I showed up this morning, but the clear coat came out all cracked up. So I was doing a little bit of research online just to see what I can do, and really the only thing is to sand the clear coat off again. And I ended up going to Canadian Tire and buying this Meguiar's headlight restoration kit, and hopefully this does the trick, but I guess we'll find out. The headlights actually turned out really good too. Like, there's no oxidization left at all, and they're really nice and clear. It's just that clear coat that really screwed up. I don't know what went wrong there, but we're gonna try to fix it today. Okay, so about an hour later, after that last clip you saw, I started sanding this with 400 grit, and it was taking a long time to get all that clear coat off, like the 4 or 5 coats that I put on. So I ended up getting some sandpaper, some 100 grit sandpaper, for this electric sander here, and it sped the time up a lot quicker. It didn't take nearly as long, but it still took an hour to get all the clear coat off that light. So I just did it over again with 400 after using 100. Here's what it looks like. It's, again, hazy, which is good. So I will go up to 600, then we'll move to probably 800, then get into the thousands, and then start using the kit that we bought from Canadian Tire here, the Meguiar's kit. And we'll see how that works. Alright, so I just finished hand sanding this headlight. Taking me about 2 hours now to fully re-wet sand this entire headlight. I haven't even started this one. I might just do that another day because it does look good besides the clear coat once you get up close. But I just finished sanding with 3000 grit on this pad here. And now it is time to hook up this pad to a drill and polish the lens and see how it turns out. After that, there will only be one more step, and it's the headlight protectant. So I will update you guys when I finish here, and we'll see what it looks like in the end. Yo, what's good, guys? So this is the next day after the clip you probably just saw, but I don't remember if I showed you this headlight, but it is finished, kind of. It's super smooth, feels like glass. And up here is really the only good part of it, to be honest. I think I went too hard with the sandpaper and kind of scratched up the light. So I may redo this one. Definitely not today. I'm definitely still focusing on this one, which I've just roughly sanded. I'm just getting all the clear coat off this one. As you can see, these cracks are still here a little bit. Alright guys, so as you can see behind me, all the masking and bags and everything is off the 3. and I am done with the headlights. Thank God. I've put too many hours into doing this and they didn't even turn out that good. This is the second time I've tried doing headlights on a car and I just suck at it. I'm just accepting it that I suck at restoring headlights. Like I mentioned earlier, this one here, I mean, from a distance they don't look too bad. They look like they're clear. The oxidization's gone, but I did mess something up on the way for sure on this one. You can see all the scratches, so this one needs to be completely redone. It is smooth as glass and it feels really good, and it is clear. I mean, light is gonna emit out of those fine. It's just my OCD is gonna drive me nuts looking at all these scratches. So, but I mean, it is a beater car. It's just gonna be a daily. They don't need to be perfect. If it was the speed, I'd be redoing it right now. But to move on to this one, the second one, this one turned out a lot better than the other one over there on the driver's side. Don't have those scratches as much as I just showed you here. The issue with this one, like, this one's really good actually, if I do say so myself. Not perfect, neither of them are perfect obviously, but I figured I wasn't gonna get perfection out of these. But this one is much better than the other one. Nice and clear. The Meguiar's kit definitely saved my ass. I would not recommend doing clear coat, but I mean, there's tons of videos online of people successfully doing it, but there's also videos of people failing with it, so I guess I fall in the category of failing with that clear coat. I'm gonna turn on the headlights and see what the difference is. So that is nice and crisp. I love this light. This light turned out, I want to say, in my perspective, 90% perfection. This one's more like a 65. Yeah, those are gonna drive me nuts. But maybe someday when I get some time, I will redo that one. I'll go back down to 400 grit and work my way back up and see if I can get rid of those scratches. But I mean, they're emitting good light, so that was the main goal of it. Alright guys, so that's probably going to do it for this video here. I know it was kind of all over the place, but that seems to happen a lot to me when shit goes wrong. My videos are just kind of everywhere. I know this wasn't a very helpful video, but it's a more like laugh at my fail video at all this shit. But kind of happy with how they came out. They're going to do the job. At least they're not as oxidized as they were before. But I'm going to do a full interior clean of this thing and probably just head home, clean up the shop a little because it's an absolute mess as well. Again, as usual. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.